The reason I say that's clearly a joke is because I did a gig in Croydon a couple of months ago and a woman genuinely came up to me after the show and went, "Where are those collection tins?" Just unpick that for a second. So not only did she not realise that was a joke, she wanted to help.
Probably Catholic.
Just a Pavlov's response. You see a tin, you put money in it.
Hello guys,
Hi everyone.
I am Valdemar.
And I'm Veronica.
And we have recently seen the less talented Jimmy Carr, known as Antony Jeselnik. And today we are watching fully talented Jimmy Carr,
The original.
called Jimmy Carr.
Yes. We've only seen one video from Jimmy Carr on our channel. It was like some compilation of jokes.
Only one? Not possible.
Yeah, only one.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But you must have seen him also in this compilation of the most offensive jokes.
Yes, he was there as well.
But only one compilation.
Yeah, only one.
The reason for that probably is that we have seen a lot of Jimmy Carr, especially me. And also with Jimmy Carr, you have this problem that he often repeats his jokes. So even if in his specials. So if you have seen a lot of him, then when you will see something new, it's probably something that you already heard.
Oh, sorry.
At least. Stop it. Veronica started turning on the video with her.
I had to fix my headphone.
Is it called headphone or the
Earphone.
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 Earphone?
Airbud.
No, it's not an Airbud. It's not iPhone.
No, they're called Airbuds. They're called AirPods for the iPhone.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so Jimmy Carr today. And it's a compilation that Veronica found. And she said that she started watching it. And
Yeah, I started watching it. I watched a couple of seconds and I don't remember the first joke. So we for sure haven't seen this compilation. Like Valdemar said, because he repeats his jokes a lot, there is a chance that we have seen one of the two jokes that are going to be there somewhere else before. But definitely not the whole of it. And by the way, I have high hopes about this because these are the compilations that Jimmy Carr's channel, official channel, does. So I think they should be quite well put together without any like strange cut-offs or anything. Because it's in his best interest. But yeah, we like Jimmy Carr. We watch him a lot. Valdemar watches all of his jokes without you. I'm just gonna rat you out.
I have him followed on Facebook and
and he often comes to me and he's like, "Oh, look at this newest Jimmy Carr joke," and I was like, "Oh, look at this newest video that we could have watched with our subscribers."
No, because they are very short clips and very often they are about current events.
We could make a compilation of those.
No, but I need to have something from life too, like. It's not everything.
So this is not something.
No, but it's not everything about.
Did you guys hear that? Oh, so what? You hate being here?
No, but I like watching comedy in my free time too. And if I would only watch comedy here, then it would not be the same. You know, you need to like, if you are a cook, a chef, then sometimes you need to cook for yourself. You know, like not only some fancy stuff, but sometimes you need to make yourself a good burger.
How would you know?
Actually, as you know, I make good burgers. So.
You make good burgers, that's true. Okay, let's watch some Jimmy Carr. But before we do, guys, don't forget to check out our movie channel because we always ask you and then you don't do it. So, like, tell me how to ask you so that you actually do it in the comments. That would be nice. Check out our movie channel, please.
Ready?
Okay, it was the week of the tsunami. Remember the tsunami?
Do you remember?
All I wanted to say was the tsunami was terrible. Tokyo was covered in raw fish and seaweed, a situation the mayor described as delicious. Could have been worse, I could have said delicious. But I didn't because that would have been racy racism. I had a similar thing with Hurricane Sandy. You remember Hurricane Sandy that devastated the eastern seaboard of America? All I wanted to say was it was the worst thing to hit New York since those two planes.
Ooh.
Possibly they got it right on that one. I tend to get into trouble with the papers for a joke once a year. Obviously, last year I went rogue. But I tend to get into trouble for a joke with a journalist once a year. Last year, the joke that got me into trouble with the journalist was this one. You probably remember it from the last show. Why are they called Sunshine Variety Coaches when all the kids on board look the same? Now, the word variety is doing a lot of the heavy lifting in that joke, right? It's not that bad. The journalist in question said, "You can't say that about retarded children." I'm out. Because Variety, the children's charity, they do great work. They do a lot of stuff with mentally disadvantaged children. But they also do a lot of stuff with physically disadvantaged children and socially disadvantaged children. You can't lump all those kids together and go, bunch of retarded kids. You can't call anyone retarded kids. You're a journalist. You should know better. And also, being offended on behalf of someone else, in my mind, is literally fuck all. That's just you taking the high moral ground. For you to be offended, I think, minimum, you have to be the one that's offended. So if you're genuinely offended by that last joke, you're retarded.
Okay, pause. I think the joke that he was saying about being in newspapers, I think it's about his tax problems.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you about this because I don't know.
But I never delved into that.
When
but
he said he went rogue, that moment?
Yeah, like it was a big case in Great Britain. His tax returns, like he cheated on some taxes.
Oh, really?
Or stuff like that. Yeah. It was a thing.
Naughty.
Yeah. Sometimes they're heckling him about it. It's quite funny. Yeah, but I never delved into that, so I don't know quite well what was that about.
Well, if you guys know any juicy details about that one, then share them in the comments. I want to learn. Oh, I didn't know. He looks like a good boy.
Everyone cheats on taxes. Every rich person cheats on taxes.
Well, I've never cheated on taxes.
How did they get rich? Are you rich?
No.
Yeah,
but I get a tax return.
Also, how expensive do you think his suits are?
I think very expensive. Maybe they are rented just for one night.
I don't think he rents
No,
those
I don't think they are rented.
suits,
I'm
no.
joking.
While we're talking about charitable stuff, as you leave this evening, there's going to be a bucket collection. There's people with buckets and tins, and I'll just briefly tell you what it's about. We're collecting money this evening for abused children. And if we raise between us just £500, we can buy their silence.
I thought he was going to buy the abused children.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's clearly a joke, right? The reason I say that's clearly a joke is because I did a gig in Croydon a couple of months ago, and a woman genuinely came up to me after the show and went, "Where are those collection tins?" Just unpick that for a second. So not only did she not realise that was a joke, she wanted to help.
Probably Catholic.
Is anyone totally unoffended by anything I've said?
Just a Pavlov's response. You see
You're
a
totally
tin, you put
unoffended by
money in it.
anything. What's your name, sir? Hamdi. It's an unusual name. You don't hear that every day. Well, I imagine you do. It's your fucking name. Hamdi, what do you do, Hamdi? You're a student. What are you studying?
Economics.
Economics, whereabouts?
Royal Holloway.
Royal Holloway. Well, maybe if you'd worked a little bit harder for your A-levels. Just say Royal Holloway is not... I mean, come on. There are universities that have always been universities. There are universities that used to be polytechnics that then became universities. And then there's Royal Holloway, which I think used to be a 24-hour garage.
The guy actually was offended.
They fucking went with it. God love you. Right, let me try and offend you. All right, when I was at school, a mate of mine got caught wanking in the showers. Nothing? Well, it ruined the school trip to Auschwitz. It's not going to get any more offensive than that, dude. It's a joke about the worst thing that has ever happened. Oh, I can't tell you a more offensive joke than that, but I can tell you a story about me that will change your mind about me and then change it right back. Do you want to hear it? Yeah. Okay. Well, it concerns... It's basically telling you about what it's like being famous. What it's like is people ask you to do things, and it's nice to say yes, because normally it's fun stuff. Do you want to be on Top Gear? Yes, I do. Do you want to do a Jubilee? Yes, I do. Do you want to come and visit a hospice? It's palliative care for teenagers. Yes, I do. I got that call about 6 years ago. I said, yeah, I'll go. I didn't know what some of those words meant. I thought, sounds all right, teenagers. I imagine that'll be fun. Now, it transpires, palliative translates to dying, and I found myself in a situation where I went, well, I've got to go. I've said I'll go. And thinking, this is going to be shit. Hand on heart, I thought, this is going to be fucking shit. But I said I'll go, so I'll go. So I went there with very low expectations. I thought, I'll be lucky to get through this without tearing up. I went there, it was genuinely, I couldn't believe what a fucking arsehole I am. Because it was genuinely inspirational. It was brilliant to go. If you get a chance to visit a hospice, go to a hospice. They're amazing. Because I don't know what inspires you, but I like that idea of carpe diem.
But maybe don't go there telling jokes.
I think he was invited to tell jokes, right?
Yeah, but like
maybe not this joke.
He says no. If you can go to hospice, go to hospice. Imagine that some bloke is going there like, hello guys. He takes a microphone. And, like,
Starts practicing his stand-up. Also, this is not a compilation, right? So
No.
it's quite a rarity because it's a long clip and we haven't seen any of it.
but with Jimmy Carr, that's a perfect thing, and they can milk those videos
Yeah.
how much they want, because his style of comedy, you can do compilations and compilations and compilations, and you can mix this with that,
Yeah, like-
and then you can mix that and that.
Living in the moment now being where happiness is. I don't know what inspires you, but I like the idea of carpe diem, living in the moment now being where happiness is. And if you meet life-limited teenagers, they're having that because they're aware of how precious time is. And I think we often forget in our day-to-day lives. So it was amazing to go and to be around. I've been back many times since, and I'd recommend it as a thing to do. It's really fun. They don't want to be shut away. They want to be part of society. The thing that blew me away when I went there was an incident. So if I go out to get coffee before the show, if I go to Starbucks, obviously my coffee shop of choice. Similar views.
Something
that
about
a joke?
If I go
taxes.
out to get coffee before the show, right? If there's a group of 15-year-old girls in the coffee shop, they'll be really flirty with me, not because I'm some super attractive dude, but because I'm a celebrity and there's a cachet to celebrity in our society, for better, for worse. There just is, it's a fact. So I'm used to that kind of flirting in that context. I wasn't expecting it within the context of palliative care for teenagers in a hospice. There's a girl in there, she just turned 15, pretty little thing, and she's a massive comedy fan. And she had all the DVDs, seen everything on YouTube, like really into it. And she was really flirty and really tactile. And I thought, what? All she wanted was a kiss. And I thought, well, where's the harm? She's going to be dead before she can testify. I can see you think that's bad, but I can make that worse with just 2 words. True story. It is a true story, it just happens to be about a different Jimmy.
I don't get it.
Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, no,
out.
guys,
This
can
was
you
so
explain
fun.
the last
Thank you very much indeed. Cheers. Good night. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, can you do that for us, please?
Please.
Who is the other Jimmy?
You always save us, so tell us who's the other Jimmy, because I have no idea.
But it came to my mind this episode of Dr. House with Chase. Do you remember? I don't know if you've ever seen Dr. House, but there is this episode and this famous controversy about this dying girl who has a cancer and she never kissed anyone, and she asked
Yeah.
one of the doctors, Chase, to kiss her, and he does it, and then the house and the rest of the team get to know about it.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that, but very barely.
It's like a moral dilemma he had.
Yeah, then Jimmy had the same one.
Well, she was 15 at least. I don't know how it is in UK, but in Poland,
I think it's 16.
15 is...
Yeah, but I think it's 16 in the UK.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You sure?
pretty sure.
Ah, yes, I think yes, because I remember when I was seeing Jimmy Carr live in Warsaw.
He made another joke?
No. Someone from the audience told him that it's 15 in Poland, and he was like, what? Great!
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
By the way, he was so hilarious live. Like, I've never laughed so much in
I'm
my
so
life.
jealous that you get to see him.
I would like to see him again.
Which
I
row were
was
you sitting in? Like somewhere in the back or somewhere?
somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle. I'm just trying to remember.
I
to
was
imagine
not
it.
heckled, unfortunately.
Did you try to shout something?
No. But there was an opportunity for people to text something. Like, there was a break in the middle, and there was a number on the stage, and you could text some funny texts.
Really? Did you text
And-
anything?
Yeah, but he did not choose
What
it.
did you text?
I don't remember. It was not that funny. I was not prepared. But people were texting this, and then his staff was choosing the best texts.
Oh, and then he read it out.
yeah,
Heckled
on
about it.
the screen. There was a
Oh,
screen.
that would be so cool if you could have been chosen. Well, you have to go again, and this time we'll come prepared.
Yeah, I will definitely.
We'll come prepared for different kind of scenarios.
Do you
No,
have any jokes? Any heckles come to mind?
Not yet, but I'll be prepared for the next time. I'm also surprised.
Guys, if you have any... Oh, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
yeah, that'd be cool.
If you have any good heckles for Jimmy Carr, then let us know, and we will try to see him somewhere in Europe.
Well, no, maybe they will want to do it themselves, but just share what your
I
good
checked.
tackles
I
are.
checked his tour a couple of days ago, and he's only now touring in Great Britain and in the United States. So it's not.
Oh.
not so great for us. Unless
That's
we will
okay.
fly to Great Britain.
Yeah, unless.
I was never there, so...
Yeah, we are supposed to go one day. I just wanted to say for the end that I really like this guy because it's so low attention span friendly. Like, you can tune... I mean, I usually don't struggle that much with low attention spans, but I also do consume a lot of media as part of the hobbies and as part of, just free time as well. So I like him. Some of you are probably going to be offended at that because it says that I miss some jokes, but you can tune out for like 2 minutes or 5 minutes during the video or the special and you miss nothing. So you know what I mean? Like you can just tune back in.
I don't know, I never
and then
tune
you can
out.
watch it again, and then you can watch it again, and then you hear some jokes you haven't heard before. Never happens to you?
No, never happens to me.
Well, anyway, it's just keeps stimulating and poking your brain, and I really like that.
But it's interesting what you said about that it's low attention span friendly.
Yeah.
Because I don't use TikTok at all, actually, but I wonder why he does not have any like popularity spike in those times. Like
He should, right?
his comedy is perfect for TikTok, right?
He's well suited for like Generation Alpha. And
I
all
wonder
like
if
that.
no one thought about it or just people using TikToks are too young to go on his shows.
I have a feeling from my TikTok viewership, which is also, of course, always very limited to your own algorithm, but I feel like the generation, like Alpha, they are still quite young, but even the younger Gen Zs, I feel like they are not as much into dark humor as we are. I feel like it's losing popularity a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, because there's a lot of like wholesomeness going on and there's like reversing of trends and everything. And I feel like dark humor is almost millennial at this point.
I'm not sure, and I'm very suspicious when we talk about it because I don't think TikTok is a good medium to
because you fall
to
into
take
your
context
own
out of
niche. You
that.
have your
Yes,
own
because
algorithm.
you are in your bubble,
Yeah.
and you think that everything is there or like there is a trend.
Yeah,
And-
but there are videos that reach you from outside that are really, really trendy that then everyone gets to see. And not much of them are on the dark humor side. But again, I may be very wrong. Let me know if you have... we have a lot of questions for you, so you have a lot to write in your comments.
I think that's this danger with TikTok, that they made you think that there is like a trend or opinion,
Yeah, for sure.
and they can form a narrative in any way they want. They could make something look like it's a niche idea, or they can make some niche idea make look like it's something that basically every second person now believes in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's uninstall this shit. Uninstall this
Thank
Chinese
you very much for watching with us.
devil invention.
Thank you very much for watching with us. Thank you very much for listening to Valdemar preaching propaganda, anti-TikTok propaganda. And go in peace. Bye-bye.